Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome to episode number 141 of the Unknown Games Podcast, a show where we talk about video games usually, but today we're going to take a little bit of a detour because one of my halves has been traveling across the country of Japan. Of course, I'm Adrian, aka Ninja Tricks, but it wouldn't be the same. I can't do this podcast alone without.
Why do you gotta say your other half? It sounds like we're married.
I'm married to everyone apparently these days. I'm just everywhere. But no, we
Are
are
you
totally
allowed
not
to do
married.
that in your religion? Can you?
No, no.
Okay.
I am a proud single person. That sounds so sad. Alex, just introduce yourself. I just introduced you
Should
as
I almost
Alex.
spit take? I almost spit my drink out.
This is why you should be here. If you're listening to this on iTunes or Google Play, any of those podcasting services, this is the number one reason why you should be on YouTube. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. You can look at this. You can look at him almost just spit up whatever.
That's so funny. I'm a proud single. So you're not dating anymore then, right? Is what you're saying?
I'm on the apps, man. I'm on the apps, but it's hot out here,
Like
man.
all of them.
It's hot out here.
You mean like it's like actually hot out here, not like you have a lot of matches or anything?
It's physically hot out here. The other
Yeah,
one's very
okay.
cold. The other one's very cold.
All right. Hey, what's up? I'm Alex.
Oh man. Anyways, like I said, thanks everyone for being here. Whether you're listening or if you're watching on YouTube, we can't say thanks enough. Go ahead and leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and also leave a review on iTunes, your podcasting service of choice. You can also follow us on our social media at Twitter/UGP_cast. There we go. That's the quickest I've ever done that ever. And smooth.
Yeah, now you gotta save it and then just like hit a button
And loop
so
it.
yeah,
No, I can't
replay
loop it because every time it'll say I'm proud to be single every time.
Well, you're stuck with that one now.
I'm
That's
stuck with
funny.
it. But this video, I have the top 5 travel tips before you visit Japan in 2022. Now, let's get this out the way. Honestly, we may or may not hit 5. We may hit 10. Who knows? But we both have lived in Japan for 10 years. We've done our fair share of traveling between the both of us across this country. Of almost all the regions, I gotta say, the only region I've not been to would probably be like Kyushu and Fukuoka.
Oh, really? You've been to Hokkaido?
I've been to Hokkaido, yeah. I've been to Hokkaido.
Yeah.
I've been to Kansai. We're in Kanto. We live here, or around Kanto, whatever. Like this is.
Oh, we're in Kanto.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And up in like northern, like not like Fukushima area. Like I've been up there too, but I've just never been to Kyushu, and I want to go there. They've got great food.
Yeah, Kyushu's got a pretty cool kind of cuisine kind of thing. I mean, Kyushu, if I'm remembering my Japanese history properly, Kyushu was never actually part of Japan, I believe. I think it was a different like kingdom, and then Japan just kind of took it over. But you know how it is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, this is like hundreds. This is like a while ago.
Like
This is
long-
before.
way-
This is before modern history. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then of course I've been to Okinawa too, which is a blast. I mean, you can go across that country in almost like a day. Not country, but island.
The island, yeah.
Island, but it is a very different culture, different place. But of course, part of Japan. But I mean, like I don't know, like if we had to give you if you had to give any advice, I know you just got through traveling, so definitely fill us in on where you've been and how the experience was, and like if you could recommend any tips for people traveling to X area before they come to Japan, like what would you kind of recommend? That's a
I
lot
mean,
of stuff,
I
but
actually,
yeah.
I get this asked on my stream every now and then, which by the way, you can follow me at twitch.tv/Shrewd24. But people ask me either like, how do you get started living in Japan, or how do you get started, like, just what would we recommend going, like, to prepare before you come to Japan? If you are here to just vacation and you don't know any Japanese, you can honestly get away with not knowing any Japanese as long as you stick to the major, like, huge ass cities. We're talking like Tokyo and Osaka, maybe Nagoya, that kind of thing, right? A lot of the signs, the road signs, are going to be, they will probably have English on them. And if you don't speak English, then some of the really, really big cities like Tokyo, Osaka will also have Korean as well. Maybe Chinese, honestly, if you're lucky. But if you're an English speaker, you can probably get away with not knowing Japanese. But that being said, I would highly recommend you learn up on, like, brush up on some phrases, just some easy peasy stuff. Just like,
Yeah.
where is XXX? please, thank you, yes, no. Does this have peanuts in it, for example, if you're allergic or any food allergies, that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
or whatever. And it'll really help you kind of just through your day, essentially.
exactly.
The story changes though if you are coming here to live. We're not about living here in Japan, but yeah, just if you want to come to live to Japan, I would strongly recommend you learn
Actually
Japanese.
learning the language. Though I mean,
Yeah.
there's a huge case of a lot of people who have they learn a language when they get here, and it's something you can. I mean, you can definitely do. I've seen a lot of people, and I've known a lot of people who have done it. I'm not gonna say it's like the easiest thing. It's like maybe if it can cause you a little bit of stress because you're trying to juggle a bunch of different things at that time. But if if you want to just go ahead and move here. It is a possibility, but just know you have a road ahead. But I agree
Yeah.
with you 100% about just learn a little bit. My friend actually did that when he came to Japan. He learned a little bit of Japanese. He even learned the alphabet or whatever. And this was before the Olympics, like 10 years ago. So a lot of things didn't have Japanese at all. Like,
You mean
sorry,
English?
English.
English.
Yeah, yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of things didn't have English, and it was just this thing of where like he would go to order food, and it was like if it didn't have the kind of like ticket machine, he wouldn't go in there because he was like, I don't know how to order. I can't order this. But now, pretty much every place, thanks to Olympic preparations, every place almost has like an English menu.
Do you want to explain to anyone who might not know what the ticket thing you're talking about is?
Yeah, it's so a lot of times, especially like if you're going to like a ramen shop or almost I would say like Japanese fast food, and it's not necessarily fast food, but like ramen. There can be what's another good one?
Like
Beef
donburi, right?
bowls, yeah, donburi
Yeah.
or something like that. Where it's simply you go to the machine and they have all the choices listed there, and you just like a vending machine, you put your coins in, you press the button, it gives you a ticket, and then you just hand it to the person, like the waiter or waitress or whatever, and you sit down and they'll get it for you, right? They'll just bring it out. You don't have to say a word.
Yeah, so it's basically like prepaying for your food, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean curry places will do this too, like go curry. If you guys know what that is, really good curry.
Go
Yeah,
curry, go curry.
yeah. So you go use. I mean, the go curry is a really good one actually too, because all the go curries that I've been to at least the machine is a gigantic touchscreen with pictures.
It's true. A lot of these places have upgraded too.
So they're just like, oh, this thing looks good to me. You touch it, it'll give you the ticket, and then you sit down, you give it to them, and they bring the thing out to you. So really easy way to order. But yeah, I would say definitely try to learn like some phrases that you think would be really helpful. Basic questions, basic nouns, and some like a few verbs, I guess, like pay, uh, go, come, that kind of thing, right? Um, and that and any other phrases that you might need that pertains to you specifically, like food allergies would be a big one, right? If you need to tell people that you can't have egg, for example, otherwise you'll die, you might want to not
You really,
like not
yeah,
die. Yeah, so learn
that's
that
true.
one for sure, like does this have egg in it or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, that's the one thing that comes to mind as a common. I mean, people ask me, yeah, this sometimes, yeah, like, well, how much Japanese do I need to know? I'm like, well, I don't know, a bit, maybe.
It's not a
If
lot. I
you
mean,
really, if you're the kind of person you're like, fuck it, I don't care, I don't want to. I'm like, oh, well, you can still come.
you can
You
still
can,
come. Yeah,
you'll survive. But is especially if you're going to Tokyo or Osaka. But honestly, you leave those areas, you go to the smaller place. You go to like, I don't know, what's a good example? Like Hakone maybe, right?
yeah. If you want, so like if you want to go
Or
stay at like one
Nikko,
of
right?
those, yeah, one of those inns, traditional Japanese inns, like a
That's like
ryokan.
in the mountains or
That's
something.
in the
Like yeah,
mountains. Like
yeah.
I will say that the ryokan, like the traditional Japanese inn, they will more than likely be able to accommodate you. Not all of them. It depends. It's really a case by case, but most of them try to pertain to like as many clientele as possible. If you go to a larger one, but there are some like, bro, you'll just get lost, and it's kind of funny because it's like it's just a hotel basically, and it's like how do you get lost in a hotel? It's like you'll just go to your room and you'll be like, I don't know where else to go, like I don't know, I don't want to go. And I think that's the thing, like if you just know a little bit, they Japanese people are really helpful and they would like to help you as much as possible. So if you know like the small phrases like Alex was saying, Like, how can I go here? Just like, I like this or something. They'll meet you halfway usually.
Yeah.
So that's tip
Uh,
one at least.
well,
That's
yeah, I
tip
mean,
one.
that was tip one. Do you have any, like, what would you recommend if you're coming to Japan to travel specifically?
I
Anything regarding, like, transportation, that kind of stuff, method of transportation, whatever?
Yeah, I get this a lot when my friends used to come here, and I would say like you have to get the JR pass, the JR East
Oh, the one
Railroad
that's just
pass.
like you can hop on whatever train you want,
Hop
right,
on
within a
that
week.
mug. Yes, yes.
Have you ever got that pass before?
Yes, once. I got it when
Like
I
a
went
long
to
time ago, right?
Hokkaido. Yeah, when I got to Hokkaido, because you can't get it before you like while you're if you're here, if you're living here, you can't get that pass.
Yeah, at least not. At least that's what I mean. They might have
You
changed the
can.
rules.
I think you can because I got it when I was living here, kind of. But we were exchange students, right? So it was kind of like someone might have played the system a little bit. Then I don't know, but we got it because we rode
I
straight to Hokkaido with it.
Yeah. So the JR pass is like, I mean, I think there's one for the whole country actually, and I think there's one per each area as well, which maybe might be cheaper. Maybe I don't know. But like it allows you to like hop on. You see, I think it's like $400 or something,
It's
right?
it's
Like it's
three 400. It's or anywhere from 200 to 400. We'll
yeah, it's
say
like
that
that
much.
much
Yeah,
money. X some like two to let's say $200 to $300, and then it's valid, I believe, for a week, maybe less than that actually.
yeah,
It's valid for like a couple days, and then within that time frame, your pass allows you to hop on pretty much any local JR train and some Shinkansen trains,
yep,
and you
yep.
can just like travel. You can be like, I want to go from Tokyo to Osaka down to Fukuoka and then back up to Hokkaido. Um, as long as you do within that amount of time, and you can
Yep.
hop on all the local trains and like whatever. I think the metros are going to be exempt. So like Osaka Metro is exempt and Tokyo Metro is exempt, probably, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and the other private lines like Kintetsu and Keio and that kind of stuff. But as long as you're sticking to JR, you can basically travel as much as you want, which is an easy way to hit up all the major cities. As long as you can do it within like four days
I
or
feel like it's
something.
like 4 or 5. It might be a
It's
week.
tight. It's
it,
so
it's
tight.
and you can do so like here's the thing like a lot of people when I make schedules for when my friends come here I'm like I always make time for downtime because the train rides will exhaust you. They're almost like an hour. They can be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour depending on where you're going. And then you've got walking in between that and then you repeat the process and it's like okay, the best tip I would say if you're cramming in as many places as possible, only do like a max of 3 places a day and like whatever you do at night just make sure that's like chill because you will be
Yeah.
wiped.
Definitely be realistic, I would say, with your train pass. Because let's say you started from Tokyo, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And if you're gonna go south or southwest, you're probably gonna go down the path of Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, maybe Nagoya, because Nagoya's on the way too. And then from Osaka, you might go to um, like Hiroshima maybe or something like that, right?
right, right.
And then from there like Fukuoka. But you got to remember that between cities, you're looking at an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
maybe,
Yep, yep.
and your pass is valid for 4 days. So you got to be super realistic with like how many like what cities you go on what day, and like you know what I mean? Because if you want to go, if you
It's
want to spend a day in Kyoto, that's 25% of your pass
yeah,
already.
it's so I'm looking it up now. It is 5 days. 5 days of unlimited travel on trains and Shinkansens. So
Yeah,
the
well,
good
it'd
thing
be so
is like
cruel if you did this, yeah, because it's so
I mean, the
slow.
good
But
thing is like from Tokyo to Osaka on a Shinkansen is basically the cost of your pass potentially. It's like
yeah,
two
that's the
hundred
thing. That's the
thirty,
thing. That's
300 bucks. So like round
That's the
trip.
thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So if you go to two cities, you've already at least broken even on your pass, which is already a good thing, right?
Yep. You've broken even.
But if you're like, I'm gonna use this pass and I'm gonna go to like the whole country, you are gonna spend most of your time on trains as opposed to actually sightseeing.
Lots of trains. So that's my tip. Like
I
plan
think it works on the ferry actually.
what a ferry? Wait, what's the
Yeah,
ferry?
I think like there's a
Oh
ferry. Well,
snap.
because the islands aren't. Well, it's because Japan has a bunch of islands, right?
Right, 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 right.
I think you can also use it for the JR ferry.
I've
If
never been on
that's
the JR. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
same,
I've
same,
I've
same.
been on a boat very few times in my life, and the first time I got on, I was like, "Oh, so this is what seasickness is. This is what it feels like." So I'm looking at the JR Pass right now. I'm going to put it up on the screen. And this is actually pretty interesting. Apparently, yes, foreigners. There is an asterisk by this, and I haven't looked at it, but it's like foreigners
Some
living.
foreigners.
Yeah, foreigners living in Japan can also purchase the JR East Rail Pass. It's $200. Well, Niman yen, so 20,000 yen if you are if you are an adult, 10,000 if you're a child. So $200. Not bad actually to purchase
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty good.
That's
And I
per
think
person.
if you were already going to take the Shinkansen, and you're like, I can probably save money by using the pass, then you can probably actually save money that way.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's wild. I don't know what the asterisk is. Oh, you just have to have your passport valid.
If you live in Japan, you better hope to God your passport is valid. Because fuck me, man.
You better have a valid passport.
I'm pretty sure they would kick you out. No, like if your passport expires before your visa, can't they can kick you out, can't they?
If your passport expires for your visa, no, I
Or like
don't.
once, or is it once your visa expires, you can't renew it and you have to go home? I
That
think
would
that's what
make
it is.
more sense. But then
Yeah,
again, like yeah, because your passport's with your country, not with. You need
Japan.
it to yeah, you need it to travel and enter and exit, but you don't need
Yeah,
it
I
to
think if you
stay.
live in
Yeah.
Japan and your passport expires, you can't renew your visa, which means you have to go home. My passport's good for a couple more years, but I'll have to renew it again
I went
eventually.
to the U.S. embassy and I was like, this place is so
American?
man, dude. It felt like America. I went up in there. I was like,
Was it guarded by a
whoa.
bald eagle with a gun?
I mean, they had guards and you had to go through a security check, but no, there were no bald eagles with guns at the security gate
It's your
checking.
national animal, isn't it?
You know how we do. You know how we do in the
I
U.S.
when I renewed my passport in Japan, I actually didn't even bother going to the Canadian embassy. I just
Did it
mailed my
online.
application. I
Oh,
mailed it,
okay.
yeah. It was
Well,
really
that's
easy. It was awesome.
whatever floats. So yeah, that would be definitely that would be like tip number two, like plan your itinerary and then check out the JR Rail Pass because
But
they have
be very realistic, I would say.
and be
With
very realistic.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the key right there. Because I've done some unrealistic travels. It wasn't fun. It was fun, but I was tired. I was gonna pass out.
I've
Uh,
actually only used the JR Pass once in my life. This was actually before I even lived here, even before as a student.
hmm
And I was only able to use it from Tokyo to Osaka, basically. So I was Tokyo, Nagoya, Kyoto, Osaka, like that was the route, and that's actually one train line, really. So I just hit up those cities, and that was it. That was the end of my pass. So I just went to those major places. I didn't get to go further than that.
Goes by quick. It goes by quick. Um, and I guess like yeah, I don't know if I had one more tip. I mean, what would your next tip be? Or just going from your story
Um,
where you've been. It doesn't have to be a tip.
if you're coming in the summer, I would definitely make sure that you are prepared for how hot it. I mean, maybe from a hot
I thought
country.
you were gonna
Maybe
say
there's.
be prepared not to die or to die
Well, I mean,
potentially
I would say that's a general tip for
It-
everywhere in the
for
world. But
everywhere.
it gets really hot in the summer. But I mean, maybe you're from a hotter area, that's certainly possible, right? But if you're like for like me or most anyone who comes from North America, yeah, it gets hot as balls in the summertime, especially in the Kansai area, so where Tokyo or not Tokyo. Oh, sorry, Osaka. Osaka is.
Yep,
It
yep.
is so damn hot in the summertime. It gets insanely humid, and if you're not used to it, it can just be like oppressing, like really like soul crushing, like you have no energy.
It's
So stay
bad.
hydrated, be prepared, make sure you can do all that you can to like bring a fan with you. This might sound dumb, uh, to be like, oh, bring a portable fan with you, like a electric powered one. You might be like, why would I do that? That looks so dumb. It doesn't because everyone has one. Everyone, I promise you. Like I went personally to Osaka like recently, right?
hmm
Everyone had a portable fan. Like everyone had one.
It's not. I mean, like it's like you'll see, especially like businessmen. They'll be walking around with like the fans that wrap around your neck, right? Like they look like
Yeah,
headphones or whatever, but they're neck fans, and
yeah.
it's. I mean, it's a humid. It's humid. It's a lot of
It's
humidity.
so humid. It's so weird to the point where like your skin is sticky.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel it on your skin. It was bizarre. Like I constantly felt like I had like a bug on me actually, but I think it was just
It
like
was just the
it
heat.
was like my hair is like sticking to my own skin. Like
It's
yeah, it
something.
was
I mean,
so
like
gross.
I'm from Alabama, and it's something I'm used to. It's something I grew up with, so it's never been an issue. But it's still like, it's not anything like, you want to make sure that if you're obviously, if you're here in the summertime, that you go out in the evening time, maybe like morning, and be on the inside during like the afternoon up until like maybe 4 o'clock or something when it cools down. Because this was like an issue with the Tokyo Olympics too. Like all the athletes came back like it was hot as crap out there because even for like, of course, the marathon like runs and stuff like that. That was one of the things they had to move it from Tokyo, I think, to like Hokkaido or something,
Because it was
because
so damn hot.
it was going to be so hot. We've had so many record-breaking heat summers.
I feel like we're in the middle of a heat wave right now. Like right now, I feel
It
like this is
was
a second
raining,
heat
dude.
wave.
This summer was so like it hasn't been that crazy hot, but then like last weekend or something, it just turned up. It was up. It was like
It was so hot. It's so damn hot. Like right now, like this week has been so hot.
I've been trying to cool my apartment down, and that's something like if wherever you're staying, well, if you're staying in a hotel or whatever, it's fine. But if you're
Yeah,
in a
run off
guest
because I'm paying for that shit. Yeah.
yeah, if you're in a guest house or for some reason or whatever, that's traditional style. Like, yeah, there's no like what do you call it? Like insulation. There's nothing like, or even like what do you call the AC? That's fudge internal. I'm like internal AC. That's not what it's called.
Central cooling.
Central cooling. Yeah, there's no central cooling or heating in Japan. So like, whatever you're
I think
feeling
there
on the
is
outside,
in. I think there's central
some
heating in
places do.
Hokkaido. There's central heating in Hokkaido. Yeah.
Oh, they need that. They know what to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, be prepared. Like, whatever you're feeling on the outside, when you wake up, if it's hot outside, it's probably going to be hot on the inside.
It's so hot.
Muggy.
Yeah. So just like be prepared. I would say like get a fan. Make sure you're drinking a ton of fluids. Luckily, this is Japan, so there's a shitload of vending machines everywhere.
No places that throw
Um,
them away, though.
you know what? Here's what I noticed actually. It's kind of a side note. When I
Has
was
it
traveling
expanded?
in Kansai, Kansai has way more garbage cans
Oh, for
than
real?
yeah, dude. When I went to Kansai, like Kyoto, Osaka, most of the platforms that I went to, the train platforms, had garbage cans. I was like, this is
Almost.
nice.
Yeah, it's something that in Tokyo, as soon as I cat here, I just remember like I would buy something in the vending machine and it's like, where do I throw it away at? Where
There's
I'd be
always
walking.
usually a receptacle next to the vending machine here in Tokyo.
Yeah,
So when I buy a drink in Tokyo, I'm so reluctant to walk away from the vending machine because I
you
know that
just
I'm gonna need to throw it out in a second. I drink really fast. I chug, especially water. I chug that shit so it's so fast
mm-mm.
that like if I walk away from a vending machine and I bring it with me like on the train, I'll have to throw it out in like a minute. So I'm like, why don't I just stand here for an extra minute and throw my bottle away so I don't
It's
have to carry it
just
with me?
throw the
Yeah.
bottle away. Yeah, I mean it is something that you have to think about. Um, but yeah,
Oh,
know
also
the
please don't
season.
litter. But yeah, please don't litter.
Please don't
That's
litter. It's a
Japan.
clean
Yeah.
country. It's a very clean country.
Yeah.
Relatively very clean. So like whatever season you're coming in, just know the weather. Like winter, what's your favorite season? I think everyone's is probably spring, right?
In Japan?
In Japan, yeah.
It's fall easy peasy for me because
Fall,
I
really?
get hay fever, so spring
Okay,
sucks.
okay.
Like it's very uncomfortable.
It's
Like
very just meh.
my eyes are just on fire, and I hate it. For fall for sure. Winter, honestly, for me, actually isn't even that bad in Japan. As long as I'm bundled up, as long as I'm dressed properly. I love winter. I love, just it's not like a Christmas thing for me. It's more of a
The show can't be Christmas. It can't be
because
Christmas.
yeah, because Christmas. We've talked about this, but
Yeah, yeah.
Christmas sucks in Japan. It's like a sight kind of thing. I love the illuminations. Like, see,
It,
like a lot of places in Japan will do illuminations, or they'll light up. They have like lights everywhere, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because it's like this is a Christmas. Apparent this is a Christmas thing. We just light it. We just have a shitload of lights everywhere. Man, it looks super nice. City looks. Shinjuku will do it. Parts of, um, like I don't know. Like I think by the Sumida River there'll be some illuminations probably, but it just looks really nice, and I love the scenery, and I just love the imagery. Really, it's kind of like romantic. I don't mean like love romantic. I mean like kind of
It's
what's
not.
the more the
It,
traditional sense of
Or
romantic. You know
romantic,
what I
yeah.
mean?
I would say
Yeah.
like if you ever grew up watching any of those like '90s, 2000, early 2000s Christmas movies, like when people were just out at the shopping mall or something, like I feel like it looks like that to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tokyo will do that a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
illuminations,
yeah.
like, and so I like that look. Um, really good night photography. So I like winter, and it's way easier for me to bundle up than it is to strip down. Like you can always throw on an
More
extra
layers.
scarf, yeah, some gloves, two shirts, like heat tech, heat like long underwear. You can really bundle up. But once it's humid, dude, you
You
can
can't do
only
anything.
even if you're naked, like God help you, like your skin is still gonna get
You're
sticky.
still
Like you,
clammy. You're still just
yeah. The
icky.
only way for you to truly fight it is to like construct some kind of insane contraption where you're naked, but you have like water spraying you, but then you have a fan like
You
blowing
want
that
to
off. That's the only way.
you
It's the
want to
only
patent
way. Yeah.
that? You want to patent that? Make it
Oh
happen.
my God. Yeah. Well, no,
Make the
that'd be
money,
so.
man. Make the
That'd be
bucks.
that'd be so nice. I don't know if you ever this is like a side topic, but I don't know if you've ever done this, but have you ever like I used to do this as a kid. You would get out of the shower, naked, like get out of the shower, like don't dry off, don't put clothes on, but then stand in front of the fan, and that is like the shit. That is the shit right there.
Bruh, nah, I wasn't allowed to do that. I'm gonna say I wasn't allowed to. Like,
You live by yourself now. You're a
yeah,
grown adult. You can
yeah,
do it. I implore you to try that at least once.
I
It
will
is
not. I will
so
not. You get sick from doing that, man. Like that's just
no,
not.
that's an old wives' tale, dude. That's an old wives' tale.
I guess because I've only done that like in winter. Okay, I've done it in winter. I don't stand in front of the fan,
Do it
but
now. Do it tomorrow. Like it's gonna feel so
okay,
damn
I'll say
good,
like
man.
after sports, after playing
Yeah.
sports, I've done it. I've done it tons of times. Like go into the shower, and then like after I like kind of drop just a little bit or whatever, I'll just sit in
Stand
front
in front of the fan.
you get dehydrated, bro. Like there's nothing good about standing in front of the fan.
It feels so
It
good,
feels
man.
great though. I won't lie. It
It feels
feels
so
great.
damn good.
And you
Yeah.
get to do the whole effect where you get to just like if you want to just say something in the fan.
Well, I
I
wouldn't.
can't do that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to do that,
Some people
you
like
can do
doing
that.
that. It's fun. It's it's a thing. So,
All right. What's your next
that's
hot
one.
tip?
My next hot tip. I will just say definitely if you can come during spring, that's probably the best.
Oh,
Just
it's
for the cherry
sakura.
blossoms. I honestly
You gotta time it though.
I dislike them because they're selfish. The cherry blossoms are selfish.
Much like humans,
They
yes,
bloom on their
fickle.
own time. They leave on their own time. They don't give a crap about you. They don't even
Much
look
like
that
humans,
nice.
yes.
And there's a whole big
Much like
deal
most
made out of them.
humans.
But I'm just saying, it's probably the best time to travel and get, comfortably and look at a bunch of things at the same time. Fall is the best if you want to look at some good stuff, though. If you want to look at those
If
leaves.
you wanna like see the sakura in Japan, you're really gonna need to come and make sure you leave like a 3 week window
Just
because
stay a
like
month. Stay a
yeah, because
month.
the sakura will come like they'll just bloom seemingly randomly recently in the last like 3 years. Because I think the weather has been so
The
fucked
weather's
up
been
the
so
last
off that they've either come
yeah
really early or really late. They've never come on
yeah
time.
so yeah so the weather in the last couple years has been really messed up. I don't know, probably climate change, but like it'll get warm really early in the year and the sakura will be like, oh, it's time, and then they'll start to bloom and then boom, cold snap, and I'm like, oh
And it's like
shit.
we got tricked. It was a third
Yeah.
party by the weather.
Yeah, and then like they'll die or I don't know. And sakura like by nature they don't even stay long. They
They're just a
bloom
week.
and it's like
like
a
a week
week.
and
It's
a
like a
half
week and a
or
half.
something.
It's
Yeah.
it's like a week and a half and then they are gone. So if you want to enjoy the really like pretty scenery, like the what is it? Like the stereotypical Japanese scene where you have like sakura petals like flowing through like with the breeze in the trees and that kind of stuff.
Some BS.
It's only like it's just days, man. It's only days. And you know, if it rains on any of those days, if it's like
Which it does.
windy for
Which it
whatever,
does.
it happens. It
Which it
happens.
does.
It happens. Yeah, it
More
happens.
than like 75% of the time, it's a gray sky. That's why I get. That's why I'm just.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess my next tip would probably be so we've covered like travel, weather, and then like knowing the language a little bit. If I had to say like a fourth tip, it would probably be you should probably go to a event of some sort. I
Like what
don't
kind of
know
better what are
like
you talking about?
I'm trying to think of like an event that I'm just like you have to go here because there's been a lot. If you can see your favorite artist, of course, like a concert, that's always if you're into Japanese music, that's always my number one go to. Like if I can see that like a rock fest, where there's just one of those huge festivals with like a bunch of different venues and you can just see your favorite artist and other artists. That's like my number one if you can do that. But if you can't do that, go to like a amusement park, because it's something different in terms of like the rides, like Fuji Q or something.
Mm.
Those are similar to what we have, but they're also like different. You get to see that, like how things are a little bit different in the East versus the West. Like that would be my tip. Even if it's McDonald's, even if it's like Burger King, just see stuff that and see how it's a little bit different, because you'll be surprised. That's a weird tip, but I think it's like you're curious. Like you don't want to go to McDonald's or KFC or any of those places. And I encourage you not to go as your first stop. Don't just be like, I'm going to McDonald's. Number one thing I'm going to taste in this, like the first thing I taste,
McDonald's.
It's McDonald's. No, don't do that.
I know people that are like that. I know people that like come to like Japan or like similar, and then they're just like, I'm looking for a McDonald's. I want a McDonald's. And I totally understand why it is for those people, those kinds of people, because it's like it's familiar, which means it's comforting.
Yeah,
right.
Familiar. It's familiar, comforting, and
you're just like, and I think like probably some people have a little bit of like a sliding scale of how adventurous they are. I think people like me or you, we're probably on the further end of that, considering we like moved here, right? Which not everyone would do.
Yeah.
Because I know people that are just like, oh, I'm here in Japan. I want to do all the Japanese stuff. I don't want McDonald's. I want like ramen every day or whatever.
Send that blood pressure up.
But then then there's just people who are just like, I get nervous when I look at a bento because I don't really know what's in that. And to be fair, I don't even know what's in there all the time.
I just want to know like what preservatives are they using? The sodium count is always like 3.
That's super high, yeah.
It's super high. Like you have to watch that. But
yeah, but I understand why you wouldn't want McDonald's. But I think it depends on the person you are. But that being said, me personally, just me as my own personal preferences, I like McDonald's. Definitely try to come to McDonald's, I would say too, because they always have some wacky shit. We talk about all the stuff on. Yeah, we talk about the limited time burgers all the time on the podcast or on my stream or whatever in your stream. And that's McDonald's, dude. Like the Gundam burgers, McDonald's, baby. So
I finally tried. Yeah, I think I tried all of them except for one of them. I can't remember which one it was, but
it's probably the teriyaki, because we agreed that.
Yeah, the
sucks,
teriyaki.
right?
No, I didn't get the teriyaki. I can't do that sauce. That sauce is.
We agree that teriyaki sucks.
We agree that it stinks, and it's stuff like that. Like you don't have those burgers, and right now they're doing like this Hawaii themed.
Yeah, have you had those before? It's not the first time.
I've never had them before. I didn't, bro. Until we started talking about McDonald's on this podcast so often, I didn't eat McDonald's, bro.
You never eat that much.
You were a bad influence on me. You changed. I was changed.
No, it's content though. That's content though.
I'm not making content from it. Darn it!
You should start. But
I've got them up on the screen. So I tried the what is this? The zakuri potato and beef with the what is this? Jalapeno mayo.
Sounds so damn good though.
It was good. That was actually good. It was actually good.
That sounds so good.
I don't know if I can do the garlic shrimp and whatever.
That reminds me
sauce.
of the Idaho Burger.
Yes. Well, for whatever reason, Idaho is associated. Well, Idaho is associated with potatoes. I get it.
Potato. Do you want to tell our listeners and our viewers what the Idaho Burger is?
So it's not every year. It depends. I don't know when they decide, but they have this series of burgers called Big America. And it's just these burgers that are meant to represent each of the states. Now, they don't do the same burgers every year, and they don't do all the states. I think
they've only done it 3 times as far as I can tell.
Yeah, because I've been here for 2 of them.
Yeah, one time before I was here, like living here, and one time when I was here as a student, and then the third time, like 2 years ago or something, or like Big America's back, baby, and I was like, oh shit, Big America's back.
Was it like the New York burger? It's not even like state. Sometimes it's like a city. So we've had the New York.
I believe the last time, you mean like the most recent time?
Yeah, the most recent time. What was that?
I believe it was like the Miami burger, which had the tortilla chips on it.
Which they had that 10 years ago. Because I remember I remember that. I was like, what is this
Miami
crap?
Burger, yeah.
The Miami burger.
I was
Idaho.
so pumped. Yeah, when I was here 10 years ago.
Texas had. I think Texas had onion rings. It has barbecue.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. Texas burger is my favorite one. Yeah.
They're special. They're special. They're good in their own way, for real. So
we're like getting excited about McDonald's burgers. Yeah.
So I mean,
so that's our fourth tip, baby. Go to McDonald's.
Go to McDonald's. But I mean, honestly, be open with what you want to try, because
it's fun.
What's the weirdest food you've had? The weirdest food I've had. Well, you answer that one. What's the weirdest food you've had?
In fast food or just in like in general?
in general in Japan.
Like in Japan?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a thing that's uniquely Japanese?
That's uniquely Japanese or something you swear like if you told someone they would be like, I can't eat that. Like
It really depends on like it depends on how familiar you are with the Japanese culture, but I think one that easily would surprise at least some people would be sakurayuke, which is raw horse meat with a raw. No, is it raw? It is raw, right?
I think that's the raw with the egg, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's raw horse meat with raw egg with sesame oil on top of it, and that's it. That's called
Is it
sakurayuke.
crazy? I hear that and I'm thinking to myself because I actually like basashi, which is just the raw horse meat
It's with
without
horse
any
sashimi, right? Yeah.
yeah, without the eggs. I love like I used to
You
love
love
it.
sashimi, really?
But like it's so strange because the first time a lot of these foods when I had them, it would be like my college teacher when I was here would like give them to us and he wouldn't tell me what was in them and I'd just be like,
It's like eat this shit.
let me just eat this. And like one day he just says, did you like that? I was like, yeah. He's like, that was horse. I just saw a picture of a horse in the back room going,
He was crying. Yeah.
crying,
He was
just crying. I was like,
He's
what the
why
heck?
why you, yeah, the
Why?
dead
I'm
horse.
like, I didn't mean to. It's
But
not my
you
fault.
like basashi is what you're saying, yeah?
It's just like really tender. It's much better than like a steak.
But do you like sakurayuke?
But I've never had sakurayuke.
You've never had sakurayuke?
I've never had it, and I don't.
I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. I've never had basashi before.
And I'm thinking to myself like, I don't think I could eat the sakurayuke because the egg texture on it might be. I don't know. I'm not one for like dipping eggs usually, like dipping meat into eggs. But I know it's not unusual.
But you've had sukiyaki before, right?
Yeah, I've had sukiyaki. Yeah, yeah. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Just
Well, except the heat usually cooks the egg a little bit, but
yeah.
I don't want to be like, dude, you gotta have. I don't want to be
You have
like,
to-
you gotta have sakurayuke or anything. It's fine. Yeah, it's raw horse meat with raw egg with sesame oil. I've had it a few times. It's the first time I had it, I thought it was like tuna first. I was like, I like, because I like sushi, I like tuna, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Thought it was tuna because someone ordered it for me, and I'm like, oh, it's good. And then they're like, yeah, it's horse. And they're like, whoa, wait, what?
It's oddly really good. Like you want to get
Yeah.
like you have to go to a decent place that has it, and it's usually really good. I know I had like chicken heart one time.
I've had heart a bunch of times. Yeah,
Man,
I've
that
had
heart
too.
was good. I was like, I've never had this in my life, but it.
I got heart for my girlfriend once, so like lots of years ago, many years ago, when she was like us moved new to Japan because I was here as a student previously, right? So like
Right.
I moved back to then she was here for the first time, and we went for yakiniku, and I was like, you got like I'm gonna get you this, thing, and she's like, what is that? I'm like, oh, just try it first, and then she like ate it. I'm like, yeah, that's heart, baby. Just ate a heart.
Every time you get someone, it's like, gotcha.
Yeah, it's heart or it's like liver or whatever. Heart has a weird texture. How do you describe? Heart is oddly like, it's got a weird bitter aftertaste, doesn't it?
It's like a liver, right? Kind of.
Yeah, I
Ish.
like liver. I think liver has less of a aftertaste than heart though. Heart will just like, heart is weird. If you cook it too much, it like gets very dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't. Because when I had it, it was from like this Michelin star restaurant. Well, not restaurant, but
shit.
like it's a Michelin star yakiniku or yakitori. Yeah, yakitori-san. It's like fried chicken
Yeah,
place.
and they made you some heart.
They had like hard. I mean, it's only chicken there, so it was so on point. I'm just like, man, I've never
good.
eaten this many parts of the chicken and just been like, they taste great. They taste
Do you
great.
like the cartilage though, or do you hate cartilage?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I didn't like cartilage, but then when I got to Japan, I ended up like, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's good. It's good. It's good. You know.
Yeah, but for me, the weirdest thing I would say would be sakurayuke, I guess, which I know a lot of people are just so immediately turned off from either the horse or the egg or both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one of the two, and then I think the
What
one
about
that
you? Well, what about you? What's the weirdest thing?
the weirdest thing. I think the weirdest thing I ever ate was during breakfast at this ryokan, and it was like a traditional. You know, like there's like traditional Japanese breakfast. You can have like sushi or not sushi, but like a fish, right? There's like cooked fish, there's grilled fish or whatever with rice and you might have something like that, simple soup, whatever. This was that it was like the raw maguro, like raw tuna, but it was like
Yeah.
that toro, like the like really mushy one.
Oh,
that's like-
toro.
Toro,
So negi,
yeah.
like just like negi toro, like just kind of minced toro or minced tuna
It
rather.
was that minced, yeah, it's that minced tuna, but it looks like brain.
Yeah, I've had it before. I like that a lot. I eat that a lot.
I can't do it. Like the texture killed me. That I can eat a lot of stuff, but that texture killed me that day. I was just like, what the
I
heck
eat
is
that
this?
all the time. I
Oh,
eat it
even
all
at the
the time.
convenience store, whenever I see it, I'm just
You
like,
can't do it
that looks like that looks
in
bad.
like in gunkan sushi, like where it's on top of the rice, like
Yeah, I
mixed.
can't do that. I can't do that
You
either. It
can't
just
eat negitoro
it
gunkan.
looks bad. It
But
just
what about the
looks
taste? You also don't
disgusting.
like the taste?
I don't even I can't even go. I can't make it past the looks, man. I
I
had one
eat
experience, and I'm like, I don't want to go back for more.
I eat that so frequently, man. I eat it
I
so
and
much.
I can hang with natto. I love natto.
Okay. It smells natto smells like natto smells terrible.
It has a nice it has a like a I wouldn't say nice smell, but it has a
It has a
once you get used
unique
to it.
smell.
Yeah, once you get used to it, you know that fermented taste, it's there.
I can't believe you don't like negitoro, man. That's such a normal food. It's not even like squid or anything like that. It's just
I'll take a squid.
tuna.
I even had squid
Really?
stomach, and that was fine.
Oh god.
That squid stomach stuff with rice. Anyways, uh, I guess if I had one last thing, if I had to do like a top five tip, would just be yeah, go to a nice place. For me, if I had to choose any place that I can just go back to over and over, it's Fujisan. Like that's
Like the
like
mountain or the
the
area
mountain,
itself.
the
Yeah.
mountain itself. I want to go back there before whenever I leave or whatever. If I don't leave, whatever, I still need to go back there because I've been there. I've climbed the mountain three times, and I want to go at least like three more.
I've
It's the
never
best view I've
been.
ever seen.
I've been to the area. I've been to the Fuji Lake area, but I've never
Hmm.
been up Mount Fuji before.
Yeah. So for me,
I
it's
want
just
to
like
go back though. Have
you
you been
should.
to not the mountain itself, but you been to the lake area?
But I
Like
haven't. I've
the
actually never been to the lake area.
it's there's a lot of cool stuff to see in the area. So I went a couple years ago and I went to Suicide Forest, believe it or not, actually.
I mean, it's the forest.
Yeah, it's in that area. So
It
I went to
has no
Suicide
sin.
Forest.
It has no sin.
Yeah, and I've been to it's called like the ice cave because like what happened was when Mount Fuji erupted, you know, all those like a long time ago, the lava, the magma like made a cave, like a cavern, and that cavern now is like cold, like it's a natural refrigerator, like it's super cold in there. It's super cool. It's just called well, that's not no pun intended, but it's called like the ice cave, right?
Are there bats
That's just
there?
that.
We got bats.
I don't think there's bats there, but I could just you should go and double check. So there's that and the lake. There's the actual like lake area. And it's a really good like nature kind of well, it is nature. It's the opposite of a city. So you know, being in Tokyo for so long, like I get tired of buildings. Honestly, I get tired of being like skyscrapers and like all that kind of stuff. Like sometimes I want like just a super nice scenic view like of nature.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's a really good breath of fresh air, like you know, figuratively and literally.
yeah. Grab some
So
nature, like actual part of your trip that's just straight up nature. It's probably
yeah,
like a really good.
I would recommend to go sometime eventually. Suicide. By the way, Suicide Forest, like it's not the actual name. I forget the
It's not
name
the
of
name of
the.
the name. I forgot
No,
what the
what's
name
it?
of that
It's like
thing is.
owl. No, it's like what's the name of the forest? Like I have to look this up because I
Fuji
need. It's like an.
Forest.
It's not literally Suicide Forest. It's. Oh yeah. Aokigahara. That's the name of the forest.
That forest was like, I never intended for people to do this. Why are they doing
I
it?
never intended
Why?
for people to kill themselves here. Yeah, so
Why?
it's called Aokigahara, and it's just it's super nice. So in Japanese, like that translates to like Aoki would be like blue tree, Hara is like a
Blue
field.
field,
Yeah, so
meadow.
the field of blue trees or whatever. But it's also apparently known as like the sea of trees, which is really
Which
cool. Which makes sense
sounds
because it's just
nice.
fucking it's green everywhere. It's so many like trees. It just looks really nice, super scenic. Just a really like I don't want to say a mystical place, but like well, you know what I'm trying to say. It's just like a
Yeah,
really like
it's got the Ghibli feel to it. You might find Totoro.
yeah, and also just so happens that people can kill themselves there
People
sometimes.
are it's you know, it's got a mystical draw to it. There we go. It's got a
Of
mystical draw.
just being like, hey, who cares? Apparently, I'm on Wikipedia right now. Apparently, there's some signs at some of the trails that will be like, hey, if you're thinking of killing yourself, maybe you should contact like a suicide prevention, like, like call us, like,
Just like
you're
call
not.
it. I mean, it's better than not having the sign there. At least
Yeah, it's like, hey,
someone might
you're
think.
not alone. Yeah, like, get some help. It's just so.
Could you imagine if it's like just in a row,
What, you mean like a bunch of signs like
like a
down the
bunch
trail?
of
So it's like,
signs in a
where
row?
it's like,
Like we
hey, are
know
you
you
thinking of killing
ignored
yourself?
this
And then
one.
like 10, like 100 meters later, it's like really,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
think
yeah.
this is true. And it's like 100 more meters, like like people love you, man. Like don't worry. And then like at 100 more meters, it's like, yeah, think about like your family and your friends.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if. Oh my goodness.
And then there's like a picture of like specifically like your family. Like, whoa, what the
It's at that
how?
point. It's like, why did you know? What these signs are
No,
alive? Like
at that point, I'd be like, oh, this forest is haunted.
it's
Obviously,
haunted.
holy shit,
Like
yeah,
like I should not do this. Oh,
it's haunted by ghosts that care about me.
that that care about you. But anyways, I mean, so you just went to, I think it was Kyoto or Osaka or both Kyoto,
Yeah,
Osaka.
I
Like
went
how was
to.
that?
Oh yeah, so I went to the Kansai area, specifically Osaka, Kyoto, pretty recently here, as a short vacation. Because I mean, like part of it is just like, hey, okay, well, okay, so part of it is that I have a lot of paid holidays at my work, and I should probably use them because I'm gonna earn more. You earn more every year, and if I don't use them, I'm gonna have a buttload, right? So,
Exactly. Use them, lose them.
um, yeah, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna take some paid holidays. I earned them, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna use them. And the second reason is my girlfriend kind of brought this up, but like, so Japan is still closed, mostly closed still to tourists, right?
Yeah, I think we had a setback.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can come to Japan now if you're within like a specific, like a special tour group. But putting that aside, if you're a single traveler or was not a tour group, you really can't come to Japan right now.
Right.
So the number of tourists that are in the country right now are extremely low, which means this is our chance, like people that live in Japan, to go to like Kyoto and basically see the sights without that many people.
Mm-hmm.
And so my girlfriend brought that up, and I was like, "Well, that's a good idea. It's hot as balls right now. It's hot as balls right now,
Very
but
hot.
like,
Very
hey,
hot.
but like that, you have a point. We should maybe check this out." So, um, took a couple days off work, and I went to Osaka, Kyoto, and I would say for me, yeah, we went to Kyoto, and it's true. Like, there's so little people. There are obviously tourists. Most of them are uh, either domestic tourists or actually no. Now I think about it, there was zero tour groups. It was all domestic tourists. Some were foreigners, but I presume they were like me. There was foreigners living in Japan.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it was super nice. And I got a couple shots of Kinkakuji, the Golden Temple, Golden Pavilion is it's called, I think in English, in
Nice.
Kyoto, with like no people. It was insane, my friend. It was so
There's
crazy
always
because
people there. Like if I could show my pictures from I think last year, or the year, no, 2 years ago, or whatever.
yeah.
Man, it's like it's one. It's hot, but it's hot because there's so many people and you're waiting and you just can't move sometimes.
So like what happened was I entered the main view, and I mean you've been there before, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where you
Yeah.
come up the short path, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
like the little lake thing, and the temple is just in the background, right? The main view, right?
Yeah. Yep.
When I got there, there was a bunch of other people that kind of got there at the same time as me. I would say a handful, maybe like 10ish people total that were there. So I was taking my pictures uh, with my girlfriend, and then I waited like a little bit. I waited like a few minutes, and all those people moved on. They all moved on. So it was just like there was like no one there. I could take all the angles I wanted with no people in there, and it was crazy. So it was nice. I know that chance really won't happen, um, unless I go again prior
Again,
to
prior to
tourism, opening
opening up.
opening up.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at a picture. I think this is no. That's one. I don't know how to make it bigger. I want to make it bigger though.
That's
Like
I see
this.
what you're showing on
Yeah,
screen.
this
That's
it's like
basically the main view. Yeah.
the main view. Yeah, when you go around it, you basically walk around this whole thing, and then there's a path that leads up to it, and so I mean, it's a nice experience. And they have shaved ice and stuff. It was good. Like I remember going there and I was like, oh, this is nice. This is because I don't think the first time I went to Kyoto, I didn't actually go to Kinkakuji. I was with my school's like college circle or whatever,
Hmm.
and we were only able to go so many places. Because we split up into two groups, and then we just went to place A, place B, and a lot of them, because they were Japanese, have already been to these during their what do you call it? high school
Oh, the high
or
school trip.
yeah, the
Yeah.
high school trip. I can't remember what it's called now. So they're like, let's not go to King Kakuji. I'm like, but I've never been.
Yeah, I've never been. Yeah.
I couldn't speak Japanese that well at that time, so I couldn't say I've never been.
Yeah, but you've gone now
I've
since,
gone
right?
now, so I'm okay.
It's just super nice. And then like the main view, I got to take as many angles as I wanted. I took like video. I took like short video. It was crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, you rack up a lot of video and everything. Um, so you went to King Kakuji and then just like y'all just chilled.
Yeah, we went to Kenkoji, we chilled a little bit, and then we went to Arashiyama,
Oh,
like the
nice.
Arashiyama area. Yeah, so the Tenriji, right? I think that's the name of the temple. But yeah, and then the bamboo path and that kind of thing. We walked around. I had to get bug spray because there's a buttload of
There's
mosquitoes,
a
in
buttload
the
of mosquitoes.
mountains.
That
Yeah,
that place is actually very beautiful.
it is. Most certainly is. Yeah. And again, not that many people, just basically domestic tourists, some Japanese
How
couples
did it?
on the bamboo path. So I got to take some video and stuff. But yes, just as anecdote, a side story, I took a ton of video that day when we went to Kyoto.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I was recording like stuff of Kingakuji in the forest and walking around and that kind of stuff. And my memory card corrupted. I lost all that footage.
No.
I lost all that footage. Yeah,
It
I've
just
been
like,
trying all day.
can you restore
I've
it
been,
or pay for
nope.
some restoration
I,
or anything?
I've been trying all day to get my footage back, and I can't. That footage is gone.
How did it corrupt? Like, how did it? How does it? Was it an old card or something, or
No,
just?
that's yeah. I don't know what the deal was. So I've actually never had an SD card like die on me, actually
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
So I brought two cameras with me. I brought one camera, like my mirrorless camera, like my
Hmm.
quote unquote good camera, and then I brought action camera, like kind of like a GoPro, like a super small camera that could bring
Right,
um
right.
just like shove in my pocket, pop out real easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I brought two cameras. Um, the memory card that was in my action camera was the one that I was using for most of the day in Kyoto because I was walking around a lot. And action cameras, if they're good for one thing, it's going to be stabilization.
Right, right.
So you can like walk and it won't be super shaky. So I was using my action camera for a lot of Kyoto. And the memory card in there, I don't know how it happened. Like it wasn't like significantly older than any of my other cards, but my camera stopped being able to like write to it. And I was like, that's super weird. I have tons of space. Like the recording would just stop. It would just stop recording. I have to start recording again. And then after a while, be like, no SD card detected. I'm like, oh, there's definitely one in there. And it was super weird. It's freaking out. And then when I got back to the hotel, like before I could even like really move the footage like to my iPad or anything like that, it just died. It just stopped being able to be read. It's like, oh, it's okay. I'll wait back till I get to my computer at home. And I can probably restore the footage. I can probably like try to find the files that way. No, it's no dice, man. I've been
Just
trying all
gone.
day and I can't get my footage. Yeah,
Dang. Sorry
so
to
I
hear
lost all
that.
my footage. Yeah, I'm super sad. I was super sad. I took so many videos and stuff. And I lost that footage. I have some footage because I brought two cameras with me, but
But you don't have
obviously like
all
not
of
a lot of
it.
not all my footage, most of my footage even. So
That's the worst. I mean, that happened to me actually when it was my SD drive or not my SD drive. Sorry, my hard drive. Back when I
mm,
first studied here, and like I had a bunch of video from like the second semester. I have all my video from the first semester, but my second semester stuff is all wiped. Like it's all gone. I don't know what happened, but it's just I it's just gone, and I was like, what the heck? So I know the
yeah.
pain. I know the pain. It sucks. It's
Uh,
the worst feeling.
but I luckily I have all my footage from the day before, which is when I went to USJ. So
Oh yeah, how was
yeah,
the
how was that?
land?
Yeah,
Did you see
so
Mario? Did you talk to
I,
Peach?
I didn't talk to Peach. She
You,
was not available.
t-
But
oh,
yeah, so I went to USJ. I went to Universal Studios Japan, which is in Osaka, and it's just like a theme park. So if you want to go there for all the other attractions, there's like the Harry Potter, the wonderful Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and then there's like the Jaws area, Jurassic Park, whatever, right?
yeah.
But I think the one thing that would probably interest you and I and maybe most of our listeners would be Super Nintendo World, which opened last year.
Yep, yep.
So, all right, I guess to get like to kind of explain it is like the area number one is like super popular, right?
Right, right.
So when you show up, when you even get your tickets to get to USJ, you actually have to like what's the word? Not register, but you have to like reserve a time slot in which you can even enter that part of the park.
Okay, that makes sense.
So when we showed up, we got there a little past noon, and we're like, oh, you gotta like register to get into that part of the park at some time. The earliest slot, absolute earliest slot we could even get was 5 p.m. and the park closes at 8 actually.
Okay, I
So
mean it's still enough time. I think I've heard it's relatively like it's not small, but there's
it
a lot of
is.
stuff in an area.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way to put it. It is physically small,
Hmm.
but there's a lot of stuff to do, and it's actually like two or three like floors. If you want to put it, imagine they just dug a hole in the ground basically, and
It's like
there's like there's a shitload of Nintendo stuff. Yeah, because it's not like because you enter on let's call it street level, right? And then
yeah.
there's stairs that go down. So they just dug a huge house, or they built it on a hill or something like that. But there's a lot of stuff to do in there. So we killed time at USJ. So we went to other rides, Jurassic Park with Harry Potter, that kind of stuff. And then when it was our turn, we got into Super Nintendo World. And of all the things that are there to do, I actually really only wanted to do one thing the most, which is ride the Mario Kart ride, because that looked the most exciting to me.
It's Mario
And the
Kart.
wait for that, Mario Kart, yeah, the wait for that was 100 minutes, 110 minutes.
Is it like no? Oh, because that was the. I think we looked at this when they first unveiled it. That's like the one
Yep.
that's like a real not roller coaster, but it's a real like go kart thing, right?
You might think it's a real it's on rails. You have no real control of what the cart is doing.
Okay,
But
that's so cool. I mean, you're in the Mario Kart.
it was super cool. Yeah. The line for that it was 110 minutes, and again, park was at 8, so that was actually
It was like you
most
only
of
had
our
one thing to do.
that was most of our time, unfortunately. But it was super cool. How to explain it? So there's a couple. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures or whatever, but there's a bunch of like blocks
Hmm.
that are hidden around. Not so much hidden actually. There's a bunch of blocks that are scattered around the area of the park. So there's the typical coin block, and then the question mark block. They're called a hatana in Japanese. I don't know what they called it in English. What's the
I
one
never
with
learned the proper name for them. They were always just like the question mark block. I'll look it up
the
really
yellow
quick.
block? The yellow block, yeah, it's called a hatana in Japanese. I don't know what it's called in English, but there's a bunch of these blocks around that part of the park, and there's actually like a little spongy, squishy part underneath the block because they're meant to be hit. Believe it or not, you go hit them, and they'll make the coin noise. It'll give you like or the brick breaking noise or whatever.
Yeah, it's a question
And
mark. Or sorry, question block, mystery block, prize block.
okay, yeah, so it's all the blocks that are around the part of the park. But what makes this a little more fun is that it's optional, but you can go and you can buy a wristband, which is like an NFC kind of band that you wear.
Hmm.
It's like a snap bracelet from the 90s. Do you remember those?
Yeah, yeah. You just snap it up.
Right. So imagine a snap bracelet that's really fucking hard and hurts your wrist if you hit it on the bone. But you can buy one of those, which by the way are $40 a pop.
Oh wait, well, I mean, you get to keep them though. That's the cool thing.
You get
It's
to keep
like
them. You get to keep
you
them,
get to save
and
it
you
as
can
like
keep
your
your saved data
experience.
essentially. Yes. So there's these optional NFC wristbands, which are $40 a pop. You have your choice between Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, and Toad, and Yoshi.
Daisy
Yeah.
creeping up everywhere, man. Can't go anywhere with
And
Daisy.
so you get these if you have the wristband, you want to download the USJ app onto your phone, and you'll scan a QR code that's on the back of the band, and it'll register that band to your app, and then you can keep like your data, like what rides you've been on, how many coins you've earned, your ranking on some of these like rides if they're scored, right?
It's basically like you're going through a real Mario world. Essentially, like you're
Yeah,
playing the
and if
game, but
you
in person. You know.
right, and if you let's say you buy the Yoshi band,
Hmm.
you're on Team Yoshi, so you can see the ranking for Team Yoshi that day or all times. How's Team Yoshi doing? That kind of thing, right?
That's
So
actually
those are the
really
options.
cool.
Yeah, so those are the optional bands, and me and my girlfriend, we got one. We put them on, and we were like punching blocks around. And then we did Mario Kart, and you earn coins in Mario Kart,
Hmm.
and that saves to your account, basically.
Do they look better than this, or they look exactly like this?
That's pretty much what they look. I would say they look worse than that, actually.
They look worse
Like
than
in
this.
real
Oh
life.
gosh, no.
They're plastic,
I
like
was
that.
like, wow.
Like that circular part that you're looking at, that's
Yeah, yeah.
plastic. It's soft plastic, like scratchable plastic. And then the snap part of it is like rubber, which feels like garbage on a hot summer day because it's because it gets sweaty.
I was just like, oh, does it look better than these? Look like
No,
mock-ups, but you're like, no, they look worse.
no,
Actually,
that's
well, slightly
that's
worse.
pretty
But
well. Like that's basically what they look like. But imagine it's like soft plastic and that kind of stuff. But
that's still like I like the interactive part of that, like the idea. I know that they talked about this, and everyone who I've like heard talk about it after they've come back from this experience has been like it was like a childhood dream. It was just like
yeah,
I
I would
was
say
in Mario World for real. I was
it's
there.
super cool. Yeah, I would because it's like 8,000 yen to just get into the park.
Mhm.
If you sold like a discount ticket for like 4,000 or 5,000, and it's like okay, you can only go to sleep. I would do it because I don't give a shit about Jaws. Like,
I, gosh, I'm
you know,
surprised Jaws is still there.
yeah, no, it's super cool. And so the Mario Kart ride it's on rails. You get into a cart with three other people, so two in the front, two in the back,
Hmm.
and it's how to explain it. It's a AR. This sounds so dumb. It's an AR shooting game, I guess.
Wait, what the heck?
Yeah, so you put on like an AR visor that snaps onto this Mario cap headband that they give you on the ride, and they put on this AR visor that snaps to it. And through the glass is like you can when you go to the ride, there'll be like other riders well like from the games. I mean, so there's like Team Mario and then Team Koopa, Team Bowser, right? That's riding with you.
Uh-uh.
And when in the ride, when you hit the item block like in Mario Kart, and it gives you an item, it's always going to be a shell, by the way. So when it gives you a shell, there are two
Mm-hmm.
triggers. There are two triggers on your steering wheel. So each player has a steering wheel.
Okay.
You'll look with your face. So you'll aim with your face. You'll look at like an
Whoa.
enemy, right? You look at like Bowser or whatever, and then you hit the button on your steering wheel, and like out of your eyes, FPS style, you shoot shells at him, right?
What?
And then every time that you hit a member of Team Koopa, you'll earn coins. And the person, when the ride ends, you'll see the scoreboard appear out of in the air, basically. I think maybe it's on a physical screen. I can't remember. But anyways, when the ride ends, you see your score, and it's like here's what this rider got. Here's what this rider got. I won, by the way. I got the most coins. But yeah. So you just go around. You earn shells with the item block. You look with your face. You shoot with the buttons, and you just earn coins for the ride. So that's basically Mario Kart. It's an on rails AR shooter. Believe it or not, that's what the ride is. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, like, I did the VR version of that, and it was. I mean, that was a lot of fun. I mean, you're not driving.
But
anything,
it wasn't on rails. It was real Mario Kart, wasn't it?
It's real Mario Kart. Yeah, it's
It's real
actually,
Mario Kart.
It's real
Yeah.
Mario Kart, and
Okay.
you get whatever items you have. You have to actually like you still look, but you also have to throw them at people. Like you throw them
Okay.
physically is the difference there. But yeah, you're not like this looks like a really nice little kind of like cart. You know what I mean? Like it looks like they tried to make it really nice.
So this ride, to clarify, this is 100% on rails. You have no agency as to where your cart goes.
You're just basically
Like,
like
you-
looking around, and it's like a drive,
You're-
not drive by, but you're
Oh,
basically like
basically, yeah, no, yeah, it's pretty, it's like Mario Kart drive-by, yeah, yeah, yeah. And the point of the game is to shoot shells out of your face to hit, enemies and earn the most coins. That's it. That's really the game, I guess. So,
yeah,
yeah.
it seems like because like I'm guessing there's out of so many different like so much you don't have so much time like you said the wait for that was almost basically 2 hours
That was basically the whole time.
the
I had in
whole
park,
time you
yes.
had
Yeah, yeah.
and so it's just kind of like they have other rides here, and of course they have I guess other experiences. Not too many. It seems like there's like a go on an adventure with Yoshi, but this might be for kids. I don't really know. It's like hop on
I
a,
would still-
a Yoshi
I would
for an
still-
adorable
I would
adventure.
still do it, but yeah, I'd still do it.
Yoshi supports all sizes. Doesn't care who you are or your
But
age.
What's really cool about the park though is when you enter it, you enter a gigantic pipe. So just like it's a tunnel basically that looks like a green pipe.
Yeah,
And then there's LED lights on the inside. It gets really dark and there's lights. And then you come out into Peach's castle, like the one from Super Mario 64. So on the left
Right,
side
right.
and the right side. Yeah. So you played you played Mario 64, right?
Yeah.
You jump into the paintings, right, to get to the worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those paintings are on like the walls when you come out of the pipe.
Oh,
Super cool.
that's awesome.
Super cool. Super
And
cool. And then when you come out of the castle, you turn around and it's Peach's castle. I didn't even know that. So I came out of the pipe and I was with my girlfriend. I'm like, oh, it's those paintings. That's awesome. Walked out of the castle, which I didn't know was a castle at the time, kind of. And I turned around and I saw the stained glass Peach from,
Wow.
yeah. And I was like, whoa, shit, it's Peach's castle actually. Damn, dude. Yeah,
Man.
that was super. It was super cool.
Okay. I see what you're talking about. So like I have a map on screen right now. I'm just kind of looking at it because like yeah, honestly, there's if you want to say like how much there is to do in it, like there's actually more places to eat and
Yeah, which by
shop
the way,
than there
oh,
are anything else.
dude. The food is good, by the way. So we had a yakisoba pan that's shaped like a green shell. It was a green shell, and inside was cheese yakisoba. It was basically a yakisoba pan,
Oh
right?
man, that sounds good.
I got that. I got one for me, one for my girlfriend, and we
From
got two drinks.
Pinocchio's Cafe.
We didn't go to the cafe. We went to like a stall, but yeah, we were planning to have dinner at the cafe,
Oh,
but it closed when we came out of Mario
bro,
Kart.
that looks
Unfortunately,
so cool. The pizza bowl, the pizza bowl. Sorry, speaking Japanese.
yeah, I know, right?
Dude,
I
it's got
know,
like
dude.
it's got like a little toad. The bread is
Yeah,
on top of it.
I
Like,
know,
oh,
I
that's a photo
know,
moment. That's a photo moment right there. Mario's.
I
This
know.
is Mario's bacon cheeseburger. It's just a cheeseburger with Mario's hat on it. I won't go there.
Yeah, less exciting. But
Oh, that's
we
really
were
cool.
totally planning to have dinner here, but when we came out of Mario Kart,
The
it was
block
closed, unfortunately.
tiramisu. Oh snap, bro, that's hype. That's what's up. Yeah, some of this stuff is actually really cool to look at.
Yeah,
Which
you're getting
only
excited about this, aren't you? Yeah.
it just means you have to go again.
I
Or at least
bet
I
you
gotta
want
go
to
at
go,
least.
don't
Yeah, I
you?
kind of
Want to
want to
go,
go.
don't
Oh,
you?
this is what you were talking about. The is this it right here? The green shell calzone
That's the
filled
one.
with
That's the one.
yakisoba?
That's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So we had that.
Dang.
We had the calzone, and then we had the lashi on the right there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we got one each, one shell, one drink,
See,
and
Yoshi knows how to do.
I didn't even like look at the price. I went up to the counter and I was like, this and this and this and
It's
this.
probably
It's
like
like, all right.
$8 for each for one of these or something.
Dude, yeah, it was. It was. It
Bro,
was. When she was like, "Oh, your total is 3,000 yen," I was like,
30. Wait, whoa,
"Excuse
whoa, 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 whoa,
me."
whoa. 30. Oh, well, you also got it for like it's like 2 and 2, so it's like yeah, yeah, yeah. It was $8 for each.
Yeah, dude. I didn't even really look at the price because I'm hungry. I'm hungry too. Let's get a
This should be
snack.
a set. This should honestly be a set. I can't imagine it being bigger than melon bread, right?
Honestly, dude, I have a maybe
Like
I
a
have a
stuffed
video.
melon bread picture
Hold on, let me. It's actually a video, so I'm gonna just shove my phone
into the screen.
into the
Okay,
camera.
I've got you covered.
Yeah, except and my camera rather doesn't even have fucking autofocus. This is gonna be tough.
I mean, I mean, it looks good though. I mean, this is actually the food. Actually, like they did a great job on the food. The pariah plant price.
Okay, can you see this?
It's fuzzy. Oh, wait, pull it back just a little bit. Yeah, okay, yeah. There we go.
There we go. Let me just play this. If you see anything on my camera roll, ignore it. So
That's not that bad. It is
big.
melon bread. It's melon bread.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
does look
little
like
bit.
melon bread.
It's like a little bit bigger than melon bread, maybe,
Yeah,
but basically
so
melon bread.
yeah, it was good.
Your camera's like, I need to focus again.
Oh
Help
shit!
me.
Yeah, I forgot to
It
unfocus.
was.
Sorry.
It was like, help me. It's
So
still
hold
like,
on.
can't.
I don't. I turn. Oh, there we go. There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. It's all good now.
There we go. Yeah. I turn
Uh,
autofocus off on this lens. It's not really good for autofocus. Anyways, that's a first world problem.
First world problem. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, it's just like honestly, like this is something like I've never been like the hugest Mario fan. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I played a lot of Sonic. Like, if they did Sonic World, I'd be there. I'd be done. I'd just be like, I can't believe I'm here. But for Mario World, I'm gonna like, I know I'll just be like, this is awesome. This is cool. I wish I had loved Mario more.
You
I
know
wish
what?
I had loved Mario more.
Yeah, I'm also not like the biggest Mario fan, but I can truly, truly, truly appreciate this part of the park. It was super fun.
Yeah, yeah. Um, So yeah, if you're ever in Japan, definitely try to get to. And I know they're actually making one in California that's going to be done, I guess, relatively soon. Not California, but Florida.
Mm.
So you can get the best of both worlds there when you're in Florida. You can go to the House of Mouse and get to the House of Nintendo.
Well, Disneyland is its own park. Nintendo World, unfortunately, is not its own
It's
park.
not a park, but they're not like USJ and Disney World aren't too far from each other. You can go to both in the same day if you want to. Just
I would
just hop on
love
over.
good God, you know what? Like if Nintendo the Super Nintendo World part of the USJ has shown me anything is that if somehow Nintendo were able to scale up to make their own theme park, I would love it. I would love it so much.
Like an
Like I said,
actual.
yeah, like full size. Like all of USJ in terms of real estate, right? Because the
That's
Super Nintendo
crazy.
World is that part of the park. But
They
like
have enough rides. Like honestly, like you said, they could just do like the actual Mario Kart like bumper cart type deal, right? They could actually do that. They could
yeah, and it's
actually
not like
do
yeah,
heck, they I mean, what else do they have? They have tennis. They have all the sports games. They have all the
well,
sports.
and even just like outside of Mario itself, they do have other properties they could leverage for attractions. Like
You
Zelda,
have
obviously, would be a big
Zelda,
one.
you have
Splatoon, my girlfriend
Splatoon.
mentioned. Like I was talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, well, what would you kind of like if they added to
Dude, Splatoon would be
Super Bowl World?
sick.
What would they want?
Like
Yeah, because
imagine
there's
like freaking like late like it I don't think they will actually do paintball, but
but
if
like
there was
like
a
laser
safe
tag, like
paintball, but yeah, laser tag, yeah. Essentially laser tag,
yeah.
that'd be kind of cool.
So I mean, like Nintendo has a lot of properties they can leverage that would be recognizable and fun. So Donkey Kong obviously is one. Zelda, Metroid maybe.
Metroid, yeah. Pikmin.
If you wanted to do like a proper real coaster, like a real coaster, F-Zero would be a really good property for that, right?
F-Zero would be perfect. Would
Yeah,
perfect to just throw up on. Yes.
yeah, F-Zero would be a perfect property for them to do like a coaster, proper coaster.
The,
So it's not like Nintendo like doesn't have the I believe the properties or the the what's the word like the recognition to not have their own park, full size park, but
yeah.
obviously there's a ton of problems with running a theme park is like where and how are you running it? Like
Who's
it's
running
not
it? Like
who's gonna run
the
it, that kind of
financials
stuff.
of it. It's a huge
Exactly.
undertaking because like they can't just build it and then that's like it. You know what I mean? Like it's oh and
Yeah.
here's all the stuff you ever wanted. That's it. You know they have to
Yeah.
like update the rides to kind of change or do collaborations. It's a whole another
Yeah, and like
business.
some company has to run it. I truly, if they were to do a full size park, I do not think Nintendo themselves would run it. I would suspect that they would have a company to run the park. I mean, like, because Disneyland in Tokyo, for example, is run by a weird company called like Oriental Entertainment or something like that.
Oh
Like,
gosh,
yeah,
this is that's I don't want to know that. I never wanted I never wanted to know the shadow organization behind
like who's running?
it. Now it's no longer Mickey Mouse. Now it's Oriental whatever. Like
I need to. It's
the
run
shadow
by
group.
like it's seriously run by like a weird company. No, I don't want to say weird, but
They're probably a
uh
fine company.
the Oriental Land Company. That is literally the name of the company that runs Tokyo Disneyland. So
And they've been doing a great job. No one's complaining.
yeah.
So let
So
them
what I'm
keep on.
saying is like if Nintendo were to do their own theme park, they'd probably license it out to a company like this, and they basically leave all the operations and the staffing and
Well,
everything to
you know what
this
they're all waiting
company.
for, right? You know we're all waiting for one thing.
What?
We're waiting for the metaverse, bro.
Nintendo like to make the all the
Yeah,
same.
yeah,
That'd be
all of
so.
it. We're ready for the Ready Player One. Everything and everywhere, all at once.
Well, okay. But yeah, no, I would like I would truly I think I would really like a full theme park of Nintendo, even though I'm not
I
the biggest
like
Nintendo fan. I
honestly,
would yeah.
if they wanted to do a VR version, like that would be hype. When I went to that VR, like VR Land in Shinjuku or whatever, that was the first time I ever thought like, because all the rides are there, right? You have kind of an atmosphere, but for the most part, it's kind of like, um, it you don't need all of that land realty space, right? You just need that building, and then or it's not as big of an undertaking, but you can still do a lot of these cool things in terms of like some of the rides and things, and simulate it. There's definitely issues with it. Not everyone can do VR, number one, and then the fact
Yeah.
that maybe what happens if there's technical difficulties and it's just shut down, whatever. But that was the first time
Yeah.
I ever thought in my life, like, virtual theme parks aren't actually a bad idea if someone could
I mean
like
it's
get on that.
yeah, it's definitely it's a possibility for sure, especially with VR headsets becoming wireless now. I remember the
Yeah,
early forms of those parks, well, they had like a pulley system to the ceiling where
the
your
ceiling.
headset
Yeah.
all the cables were actually attached to the ceiling, and it was a movable pulley, so you could freely walk around, and your
Hmm.
cables would kind of go with you. Now that a lot of headsets are wireless, you can have a lot more flexibility that way. So
Yeah. Maybe one day. Who knows? Maybe
yeah.
maybe
Anyways, you
40
should go
years
to
from now.
USJ. You should go to
I
USJ.
should.
And you should go to Nintendo World. Yeah, you should
I
do it.
should. I should go.
We
Probably
should
single.
go.
Yeah, I gotta find someone. You want to go again?
You can go by yourself. You can go by yourself,
I don't
dude.
know if I could go to USJ by myself. It just feels like I.
Dude, your ride queues are so much faster when you go by yourself, man. Because it's like single riders, it's like half the wait time, dude.
Oh,
You get double the
well, that's
rides in,
good.
man.
That's nice. It's not a bad thing. It's just I don't know. I've done
I'm
so much.
so very lonely.
I've done so much travel single. Like I know exactly like certain things. I know what I want to do single. Like if it's going to like an art exhibit or something like, I don't want to be bothered. You know what? Just let me be there. But if it's like a
Hmm.
theme park, I feel like I want to go with somebody. You know, or
Like
a
a
group
friend at
or
least.
something. Yeah, yeah. Just to enjoy it or have someone to like talk to. At the very least, I don't have to be like, can you take a picture of me in front of this or with. Is Mario there? Can you take a picture with Mario?
That's what selfie sticks are, which by the way are banned at USJ.
Oh wait, really? Are they like a
Yeah, you
weapon or
cannot have
something?
a Sorry, what?
Are they a weapon? Like what? Why are they banned?
They're just
I
annoying. They're just annoying because they get really long.
oh, for
But
the okay, that makes sense.
yeah, I brought my camera to USJ and I was hand holding it. I was just holding it in front of me. So if you're gonna be vlogging at USJ, get yourself a wide angle lens. So
Is
you
the
can
park?
just yeah
I haven't seen a lot of footage. Is it? Are you able to actually
vlog.
vlog from the park or
Yeah,
like take
absolutely,
videos?
dude. I was there at USJ and I brought my mirrorless camera, which has like not a big lens, but a decent sized lens on
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
like a top mounted shotgun microphone with a dead cat. So obviously it's sort of higher quality audio. And now normally if I'm bringing that around like Tokyo or something, I would be pretty self conscious, right? Because like look at like I have a camera, I'm recording myself. But at USJ, my friend, I had like the smallest camera at USJ.
Oh
Like there,
dang!
yeah,
Everyone was
yeah,
people were
there
they
was
were ready.
legit hardcore people with like full setups and stuff, and I'm like, obviously, I'm not the only one doing it. I don't feel bad at all if I don't even have the biggest camera around here. So
There you go.
yeah. If you want to like, be like, hey guys, what's up, Red USJ? Just like everyone, it's totally fine. I was so unself conscious doing it there because everyone's doing it.
There we go.
Yeah,
Everyone's doing it. Everybody, go on, get your plane tickets now. Come to Japan. Well,
vlog.
man, vlog.
Yeah,
Vlog USJ.
I hate doing it in Tokyo honestly because like it's so attracting.
There
You
it
know what I mean?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like the cool thing is, like whenever you go back to USJ again, like you don't have to worry about vlogging it. You can like super enjoy it. Like it's one thing like when you look at it the first time, like you're kind of seeing it, like you saw it through your eyes, but you saw it through a lens for X amount of portion, you know. But like if you ever go back again, then it's just like you're just really enjoying the experience even more.
Yeah, I would definitely go back and I would try to get the Nintendo World earlier so I can do the other stuff. I wanted to eat the food, damn it. Like only had the shell, so
Green shells, man, they will mess you up. They're so good,
yeah,
so good.
expensive, but yeah.
Anyways, we are gonna call it right there, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It was actually a really good show, I gotta say, and I hope you all learned something or got some traveling tips. It's maybe it wasn't the most in depth thing, but I think you. If you just listened a little bit, you got a little, a little information to help you if you decide to travel to Japan or any foreign country. Honestly, a lot of
Yeah,
these
although
things are.
don't learn Japanese, we're not going to Japan. That'd be a waste of your time.
That is very true. That would be kind of not worth it at all.
Yeah.
So once again, thanks for joining us. Where can they find you, Alex, on Twitter, Twitch, anywhere?
Yeah, you can hit me up on Twitch, actually, twitch.tv/root24. Actually, I do have a Twitter. I don't update it very often. It's twitter.com/24bandoru, which is Bandoro, sorry, which is root24 in Japanese. So, yeah. Actually, I'm going to double check this. I actually don't even know my own.
I don't know. Um, do you know
Yeah,
what
so
your-
it's
Oh yeah,
it's twitter.com/24, like the numbers. Bandoro, Bandouro. That's me.
there we go.
It's
Go
Route
ahead, give him a
24, but in
follow.
Japanese.
Enjoy. He's got always playing some fun games. And of course, if you're on that power wash simulator train that a lot of people are on, I've heard it on like 3 different podcasts, bro. I've seen it on like 4 different popular streams because it's on Game Pass.
So many people are streaming it, but I'm gonna
So
take a
many
break. I think
people.
I'm gonna play Stray. I think.
We might be going astray at the same time.
Oh, are you playing Stray this week?
Yeah, I'll probably play it on Saturday.
Oh, it's funny. I'm gonna play Stray this week, and then
This
I'm gonna.
week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably do it Saturday, Sunday. I finished up Ni no Kuni. I will say better than Dragon Quest 11. I didn't even play that game.
You didn't even play it. You watched me play
I
it.
watched you play it, but I can say it is better.
It's so funny. So funny.
And you can follow me on Twitch at Ninjatrix, Ninjatrix. I'll be playing Stray probably, and then after that, Bioshock. Yeah, Bioshock 1 remastered because I never played Bioshock.
Oh, sweet. That'll be a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll probably like it. Honestly, yeah, you'll like Bioshock.
Yeah, breaking our rule on the stream: don't do drugs. Don't do them.
Yeah, my pro tip, by the way, for Bioshock, there's near the end of the game, there's going to be a power that lets you recover health by doing melee damage. Get that because you can go nuts, man. You can go nuts with that wrench. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So I'll be doing that this month as the main game. So that's gonna be it for us. We hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow us on the socials, and we'll catch you all next week for episode number 142 of the Unknown Games podcast, where we're back to talking about games, or maybe we're just talking about more food.
It should be Stray. We should do some Stray
Oh yeah, we can probably
thoughts,
compare like Stray thoughts. We can just make it a Stray show.
Sure.
Strangers.
You should play Nier, by the way.
I thought about it.
I wanted to talk to you about the church. I literally couldn't because it was spoilers
because it
for
was
2 Nier.
fan made.
Oh man, but the whole build up to it was madness,
epic.
Dude.
It was epic madness until they
it
came out and said actually, and this makes sense. And before we do go, if you follow Yoko Taro on Twitter and you do understand,
I
Japanese,
love the way that he was like, yeah, I don't know what that is, and then everyone's like, it's real. He's just like, I don't know, dude. Yeah, the way that the producer we're trying to leave, but like the producer of Nier was just like, what a mystery. And then just like, oh, that's weird.
That.
But no, because he was like, whoa, that's strange. By the way, pre-order Nier on Switch. And then everyone was just like, whoa, like it's fucking confirmed. But they were just they had themselves had no idea. It's like, yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
Buy Nier.
The game is old. The game is old. Like seriously, the game is older now. He probably wouldn't even remember it if it is. Only someone might have known, but
I loved the just that reaction is like really threw everyone off the wrong path. You know what I mean? Just the reaction was so, oh man. Anyways,
but yeah. Anyways, we will catch you again. Have a great week, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. See you soon.
Yeah. All right. See ya. Peace.
Peace.